shutting down completely, while the Department of Natural Resources is scaling back recreation services here in Washington.
The bulk of the wet weather is going to be over after today, but we've got some chilly mornings ahead heading into the weekend.
And tonight we're learning more about the new emergency alert system in Spokane County. Everything you need to know. Good evening. We're glad you're with us here on the Night Report on KREM 2 News. I'm Sydney Schofield. Recreation sites are closing across Washington state because of budget cuts to the Department of Natural Resources. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us what outdoor enthusiasts here in Spokane have to say about it.
Adam Gebauer is the Public Lands Program Director for the Lands Council in Spokane. It's a nonprofit aimed at helping to revitalize inland Northwest forests, water, and wildlife.
We love getting folks out to experience their local nature. That's one of our main missions, is show how accessible our public lands can be for folks.
But right now, Gebauer says that mission is getting harder at recreating sites across the state. The Washington Department of Natural Resources announced they're cutting recreation services and closing some campgrounds due to state budget cuts. DNR says the budget cuts are increasing an ongoing lack of funding for maintenance and staff, leading to a more than 20% reduction that passed during last year's legislative session. In total, DNR says there was roughly $8 million in cuts to their recreation program in the past 2 years. 11 campgrounds are impacted, including 3 full closures for parks this year. This includes the Rock Lakes Campground in Okanogan County. Gebauer says the cuts are disappointing to people wanting to recreate across the state.
Washington is known for its outdoor rec opportunities. So anytime those are underfunded, it's just unfortunate.
He hopes more work gets done next year to try and restore funding so more people can enjoy wildlife across the state, and he hopes cuts don't come closer to Spokane.
If folks have a particular spot that's being impacted, it'd be great to reach out to DNR to figure out if there's ways for volunteers to help maintain trails or keep sites open.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
It's time to talk weather now with meteorologist Michelle Bass joining us in our outdoor weather center. You've got your coat on. It's pretty cold out there tonight.
Yeah, but it's not wet anymore, so I'm glad we got the needed rain today. It was pretty much a soggy day, 2/10 of an inch or almost 2/10 of an inch at the Spokane airport, but a half inch or more across other parts of the inland Northwest. But things have certainly quieted down and dried out. We can even see kind of the back edge of this cloud cover. I can see the moon out here pretty clearly, some stars, lots of clear skies out across central Washington. As you can see, it is now dry. All that wet weather has moved out. We're sitting at 46 degrees in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Still pretty mild out across central Washington with 50s in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, also 58 in Grand Coulee. Still pretty breezy out there. A little bit of a breeze out here as well, but otherwise quiet weather. We're looking ahead to the potential for some freezing temperatures over the weekend in the morning, but tomorrow morning that is not going to be an issue. We'll have lows in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Should see some sunshine tomorrow. A small chance of some passing showers tomorrow afternoon, but better chance in Coeur d'Alene and over the higher terrain in North Idaho. And then we're looking at some cold temperatures, so weather impact alert for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning for the potential of freezing temperatures overnight. We're going to be close here in Spokane, 32, 33 degrees. Afternoon temperatures with partly cloudy skies in the low to mid 50s.
New today, the people accused of the international kidnapping of a 2-year-old Pullman girl received their sentences this afternoon. You may remember this case from 2024. Aaron Ong and his fiancée took the child to Mexico to avoid returning her to her mother as part of a custody agreement. The judge denied the motion for a jury trial and sentenced Ong to 3 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release. His fiancée, Nadia Cole, was sentenced to 6 months in prison and 1 year of supervised release. And James, Aaron Ong's father, who was also involved, was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison with 2 years of supervised release. A judge sentenced a man to 20 years in prison Tuesday for a 1983 cold case out of Oregon. The state Justice Department says 73-year-old Marcus Sanfratello pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the first degree. The victim is Teresa Peroni, who was Sanfratello's girlfriend when she went missing. Investigators say new DNA evidence and modern forensic techniques helped them build the case decades after her disappearance. The U.S. Department of Justice is now investigating how the University of Washington handled anti-Semitism concerns. The announcement came in a tweet that referenced an upcoming event hosted by a group that falsely claims they're tied to the university. The group's registration with UW was revoked after a protest of Israel damaged the engineering building. A UW spokesperson said the university has been notified and will fully cooperate with the investigation. In its statement, the university said it strongly opposes anti-Semitism in all forms. Earlier today, a military vehicle rolled off the road on westbound I-90 just past the Sullivan exit in Spokane Valley. Washington State Patrol says at least one person had minor injuries in this crash. We're working to get more information about what exactly happened. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. After losing close to 50% of its data in a cyber attack, Spokane County Emergency Management recently relaunched Alert Spokane with a new partner to help keep the county safe. After an 8-year partnership with Code Red, Spokane County Emergency Management now landed on the mass notification system Regroup. Ahead of the unanimous vote, staff says county IT looked through Regroup's systems thoroughly to make sure it's completely secure. Now they're working on new features for the future, things like adding alerts for things that are happening near loved ones.
Folks need to remember that wildfire is not our only hazard. We have multiple different hazards in our county, whether it is, law enforcement activity, whether it is, hazardous materials potential, whether it is severe weather. And we want to be able to always reach as many folks as possible.
Now, they say subscribers should expect a series of
tests. We need to quit this lurch and
tests.
stop system, and we need to get a permanent reauthorization.
A series of tests over the next 10 days for a real emergency in the future. You can find out more about the Alert Spokane system right now on our website, KREM.com. Rural counties in Idaho are about to get millions of dollars from the federal government. The Secure Rural Schools program is sending money to 34 counties in the state, but this money frequently runs out because the program is temporary. Congress has to reauthorize it every few years, and when lawmakers don't act in time, payments stop. Those payments are a critical part of some counties' budgets.
Oh, they are extremely important. I can tell you that every single county commissioner contacts my office regularly when these funds start to run out, because they literally cannot provide for their public school system without them. They can't keep their roads and bridges and their infrastructure in place, which is key for their economies, if they don't have these funds.
Now, Senator Mike Crapo, who you just heard from there, says he's working with Congress to get permanent funding. In the meantime, these rural counties will get about $20 million in back pay for 2024 and $24 million for 2025 as soon as the end of this week. Much more to come here on the Night Report tonight. A major discovery from Mars. NASA's Curiosity rover identified organic molecules never before seen on the red planet. What that could mean. But first, a major shakeup at the federal level could change how the U.S. Forest Service operates, including in Idaho. What it means for workers and public lands in just 90 seconds.